walk us through maybe your decision and just kind of what those conversations were like with Coach Kelly to come here and just maybe your first initial impressions of this place?
My decision in the transfer portal, is probably the best move for me and my future career or the goals I want to accomplish. So, those conversations with Coach Kelly and them, I show interest in them, they show interest back. Talked on the phone, just had the opportunity to come play at the highest level, help a powerhouse win another national championship so I can showcase my skills. That's probably the most intriguing thing for me. Coach Kelly is the winningest coach in Notre Dame history, so, he knows how to win. He knows how to get his team where he needs it to be, so I wanted to be a part of it.
Jay, Coach was talking about he thinks that you've got so much untapped potential that we haven't even seen. And it's, I think, a pretty good compliment for what you did at Arizona State. Is that one of the things why LSU was so intriguing to reach those goals, to tap into that potential?
Yeah, 100%. I always enjoyed my time at Arizona State. Love Coach Herm and those guys over there. But just for my career, my future, I decided to go somewhere else. So I can reach that untapped potential. They did a great job over there at ASU, but just coming here, coming to LSU, I get to showcase my talents on the national stage now. So a lot of people, back home, a lot of people don't really get to see our game. So coming here and compete at the highest level with all these weapons here, all these resources, is very triggering for me to come.
You mentioned untapped potential. I guess what are some things you think you need to kind of improve on?
Yeah, footwork. Really just building the chemistry with the guys. I came pretty late here, right before spring ball. But for me personally, just that leadership role. Footwork and going through progressions, things like that. Just the offense that Coach Denmark had at Cincinnati. Coach Kelly, offensive-minded head coach. Just being able to go out there, and talk to them about offense, about football. That's probably one of the best things I could have done.
What have those conversations with Coach Denbrock been like in terms of how he wants to use you, in terms of the offenses he wants to run?
Yeah, he had Desmond Ritter last year, a mobile guy. But, at the end of the day, if they're going to play the best quarterback, if it's me, if it's Miles, Nuss, and whoever, they're going to play the best quarterback who they best fit. They best think that fits their offense scheme. But, just a conversation, come here, we want to have explosive offense. We want to be one of the top scoring offenses in the country. In order to do that in the SEC, you got to have good quarterback play. So at the end of the day, it's not really about me, but at the end of the day, just going to play the best quarterback who fits the offensive scheme.
How do you think you've done in this quarterback battle so far?
I feel like I did good so far, coming in, learning the playbook right on the fly, in the quarterback room, bouncing everything off of each other. It's a healthy competition. I ask Miles questions, Miles asks me questions. We bounce the stuff off of each other. Just building that relationship. Coach Joe done a great job of creating an environment where it's not you're envying the next guy. The relationships last a long time. So come here and be able to just build with those guys and then embrace me, and I can embrace them right back. It was probably a big thing for me.
What do you think of Louisiana so far? Was anybody culture shock?
No, it hasn't. They talking about the summer. I'm used to dry heat. I'm not used to the humidity yet, so that's something I probably have to get used to.
You were with Jamar Cain for a little bit at Arizona State. Did that relationship play a decent part maybe coming here?
Yeah, 100%. Just being comfortable with Coach Cain. He was one of my coaches. My freshman year. Just that trust I had in him. If I come here, I had the best opportunity to come here and play. If I take it, if I do the correct things, they're not trying to sell me on a dream or anything. It's a fair play. And then Coach Cain made that decision comfortable.
How transparent? Kind of coming in, Coach Kelly said that with all your quarterbacks, it was very much like this is going to be an open competition, not guaranteeing anybody the job. How transparent kind of were they at the start, and what did that in what ways did that resonate with you as a player?
Coach Kelly is very transparent. It's kind of like going back to when I was getting recruited out of high school. Arizona State, Coach Herm and them had two other freshman quarterbacks coming in the same class as me. And at the end of the day, they said you have the opportunity to come in and play. If you do the things, the best player is going to play. So at the end of the day, Coach Kelly said the same thing. Best player is going to play. it's not anything where we're on the phone. He's guaranteeing me talking about you're gonna start or anything. You know, he's very transparent. You know, Walker, you know, Miles came back. Nussmeyer's a good player. At the end of the day, I didn't want anything handed to me, and I felt like it was the best spot for me.
What has that dynamic been like with those guys in that room and just kind of, you know, coming in, obviously you want to take their job?
It's been great. I mean, they know that they brought me in. I know that they're there. You know, like I said, it's building relationships. It's a healthy competition at the end of the day.
What have you done to get your line just to know you and your center especially, just to ease that transition as they get used to what you bring to the table?
Yeah, be myself. You know, you start gaining respect of others, you know, by working hard, you know, doing the right things. And that's probably the biggest thing for me is trying to be myself. Don't try to be anybody who I'm not. You know, and those guys, you know, they can see real from fake. And at the end of the day, if I'm not myself, then they wouldn't really know who the real me is.
Jayden, with the stuff, you know, the social media posts from Arizona State, your teammates that left that were very negative, do you think that you came here to maybe clean slate, kind of rebuild how people think of you or how you think of yourself as a human being, quarterback?
I mean, I came here, you know, for my future, my career. It's a fresh start. You know, what happened at Arizona State happened. You know, that video. Still got a lot of love for those guys up there. You know, still talk to them at the end of the day. You know, because it's beyond football for me. So just going up there, you know, I hope they do well this season. You know, I'm never gonna pray on their downfall. You know, love Coach Herm, love Marvin Lewis and those guys up there. But at the end of the day, they understood what I want to accomplish in my life because it's my football career. You know, it's just moving on to the next step, moving forward.
You mentioned coming in late, you know, right before spring ball. How have you put in extra work with the receivers to kind of build that chemistry, and how difficult is that, you know, on the chemistry front to build it as you go through practices too?
Yeah, so you know, I try to build as much chemistry I can, you know, with the receivers. Obviously, I didn't get that time period, time frame. So you know, coming in, you know, I go out there and throw because the receivers want to throw me to see how I throw the ball. I want to throw the receivers, but we did that as a collective group, you know, with the quarterbacks. You know, probably one of my closest friends, you know, that embraced me really is Kyron Lacey. You know, when I committed, he hit me up, was like, you know, I'm excited for you to be here. So we've been building that relationship. You know, a great player. And then when I got here, you know, it's not difficult, but you know, trying to build the chemistry with receivers throughout practice. You know, it's just a step that I have to take. You know, and then when we come back in the summer, that's when you know we have the summer workouts and we can build more chemistry from there.
When you have 2 years of eligibility left, what kind of play with as a transfer? How do you approach that, knowing like if you didn't start this year, you would have another year on the table potentially? Kind of how do you just go about handling that situation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, goal is for not just me, but any other quarterback, you know, is to start. I'm not gonna say that's not what my goal is. You know, I'm just gonna attack each and every day, each and every opportunity, you know, the best I can, put my best foot forward. You know, and if it's not me, then you know I do have another year. But it is me. You know, I'm gonna put myself in the best position to help this team win. You know, accomplish the goal as a national championship.
Are they trying to put weight on you? Are you getting a lot of calories in? Are they?
Yeah, 100%.
What, like you have a target weight?
Yeah, 100%. You know, like I said, they had a lot of research. You know, Dr. Franks, me and him just sat down. You know, made a plan not too long ago. So you know, just following that plan. You know, like Coach Kelly said, building those habits, staying consistent to the process. Because at the end of the day, you can't look too forward to the results. You gotta enjoy the process.
What are those numbers? They have a target weight they want to get you at too?
Yeah, you know, right now it's try to get over 200. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm getting there. You know, there's a lot of good food out here.
How many calories? Is there a calorie number?
No, it's not a calorie number. It's a lot of good food out here.